Women shouldn't be in roles like this because we're just so emotional. I mean, I've worked with Bryan Singer. I've seen emotional men.
You guys remember that hilarious clip with Jennifer Lawrence talking about how she worked with Bryan Singer? Well, this is who Bryan Singer is. He's who directed a lot of the X-Men movies and Bohemian Rhapsody, and he has had brutal sexual assault allegations against him for over 2 decades. He's had lawsuits against him. It's been an ongoing thing. But right after Bohemian Rhapsody got its Oscar nod, The Atlantic published this insane article about 4 young men that were coming forward anonymously, not trying to get money, not trying to sue anyone, but warning the public about Bryan Singer and his record. He is now self-funding a documentary completely refuting those allegations. And I was gonna say no words, but I have a lot of words, so let's get into it. My name is Riley Dismore, and I work in film and television, and I do this series called Hollywood Horror Stories, where I explain a lot of what's wrong in the industry and what we can do to make it better. Let's also be clear, he got fired from Bohemian Rhapsody for being a maniac. He's not just a sexual predator, allegedly. He's also rumor has that he has a crazy temper. He just flies off the handle really easily, hence, Jennifer Lawrence's remark. This is gonna drive. He had instant success, like his first feature won the jury award at Sundance, and then in 1997 he made Appointment Pupil. I haven't seen it. I don't care to. But a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old, 2 young men, not men, children, filed suits against him for this inappropriate off-the-book strip scene, and Singer totally denies it. So now he can't get distribution. He tried to have a comeback with Red Sonja. His investors and distributors dropped him then because they couldn't find anyone to actually buy the damn thing. And so now he has no agent, no representation, can't get anyone to hire him to make another movie. So he is self-funding this documentary about these allegations. Everything really imploded after Red Sonja when these allegations came out with these 4 young men, and people are asking, like, why are these allegations different than the ones before? Number one, it's in the wake of the Me Too movement, which I'm so sick of hearing people, whenever I do, a Hollywood horror story about, a man being abused, everyone's like, well, if roles were reversed, if he was a woman, we'd hear a lot more about this. No, there's enough room for all of us to get redemption. There's enough room for all of us to call out bad behavior. The article of these 4 young men coming forward was originally written for Esquire, but Esquire didn't want to publish it because of the power and politics involved. So the writers sold it to The Atlantic. This color is kind of giving Scarlett Johansson and Asteroid City. We need to bring Coral back. The writers met with the 4 young men. They chose not to come forward. They reiterated, like, these young men don't want anything. They don't want money. They don't want fame. They want to be anonymous. They just want this man to be accountable and to stop making movies and to stop making millions and millions of dollars from making movies. Like, people working in Hollywood does have political power and does have a social responsibility, so don't even come saying it's just a movie, who cares? You don't, and you're saying that online, so I wouldn't post that online. One anonymous documentarian did say about the upcoming doc from Singer, like, he was being sarcastic, and he was like, oh, well, at least we know it's going to be fair and balanced, which is fucking hilarious. The writers of the expose did corroborate all the facts, like, if one of the victims was talking about a specific bedroom that a rape happened in, like, they looked at the floor plan of the house and they were like, yep, that's exactly where it happened, just as an example of how these claims have been thoroughly researched. Since documentaries often have very, very small budgets, like, they rarely exceed $1 million, and a lot of this information is from the Hollywood Reporter, by the way, filmmakers like Brett Ratner, who's also blacklisted because of the Me Too movement. A lot of those types of filmmakers make documentaries when they can't make studio films anymore because people are tired of putting up with their bullshit. So this is another example of that. I don't know if I'll be watching it. I hope I can find a way to watch it and report back on it without giving Singer any money. But we will see. Fuck that guy.